the line healthcare staffing. I am a native of New Jersey. I've been a resident in North Carolina for 20 years. I have an amazing husband and 5 beautiful children.
Thank you all for attending this extraordinary event, and tonight we are taking the time out to thank our nurses for all the care they have provided to all the patients, friends, and families. We dedicate this night to celebrate your commitment, your compassion, your perseverance to providing top-of-the-line health care to all patients.
Say breakthroughs in the room.
Breakthroughs in the room.
It's yours if you want it. Anticipating.
Patient always has worse going on than you do. They always have more going on than you do. And if you look at it like that, you will understand that compassion comes automatically.
Went ahead, you apply for your EIN, you got that first with your company name, and you go to the state level to apply, and it's no longer available. Now you have to do additional paperwork just to try to get everything balanced, right?
We are doing a Make the Call to Get the Client challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and I want you to be a part of it. If you are a healthcare staffing owner and you are suffering with getting clients, hospitals, nursing homes, whatever your niche is, whatever. We adore each other. We love being with each other, right?
No, I adore it. I enjoy it. I love it.
I don't know what you're going through, but we stopped by to tell you that what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. Your destiny, your promise, your future. You might as well shout before you get it, because God sent me here to tell you that what he has for you is gonna be big. That it's my season.
That it's my season.
You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe.
I believe.
Go, and you want that person to have that integrity, that professionalism when the door is closed, because that's what matters. If you're diabetic or you're diabetic, it's a chance that you might lose some type of sensation in your feet. So you always want to touch the water when you get in any type of bath water, when you're immersing yourself in like a jacuzzi or anything.
So how do you see your journey from that point in time till now, and what is it now that you are aiming for? What is it that you seek for yourself?
So right now, I'm just seeking to touch medical professionals nationwide, because, accountability kicks in, and that is what we have with our medical professionals. We make sure they are all of that when the door is closed. So
that's awesome. And
that matters most with your family, your health, and your happiness. You have to choose happiness over anything. And my husband, I love him. When I say, look, you happiness over anything. Hey y'all, do not go anywhere, right? Because somebody asked a question and I gotta answer it. So please don't go nowhere. Stay here.
All right, y'all, let's get to it. I don't know what happened. We just like blocked really quick, but let's get to it because it is time on the clock. Let's get it 4 minutes over. Boom, we got 15 minutes on the clock, and I have a 12:30 call. Y'all, I'm literally booking like calls. I'm talking about I'm getting on so many calls with people. It's ridiculous how this course is growing. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. All right, so before I get there, let's go here. So welcome. Hello, right? So this is the 15-minute live Q&A with your CEO 3 times, the real Alisa Applewhite. I am the real Alisa Applewhite, your CEO 3 times, and I'm going to answer your questions, right? Somebody asked a question, so I am going to answer it, all right? So this isn't a question I get all the time. Why do I go live Monday through Friday? Y'all, I go live Monday through Friday because it's simple. Everybody keep asking me questions. They ask me about healthcare staffing. They ask me about business. They ask me about marriage. They just ask me questions. So I said, I wish I had 15 minutes. I can answer everybody's question. And what I decided to do is go live every day, Monday through Friday, answering your question here at 12 o'clock on whatever social media platform you are watching this on right now. And what I'm here to tell you is on Saturdays and Sundays at 12 o'clock, there is a recording. So do not stop watching. Make sure you catch me here at 12 o'clock every day. All right. So make sure you, if you have a question, please email it, text me, DM me. Keep sending me the questions, y'all, because we are up to episode number 97 at this point. So that means I've been live 97 days. So we are going to keep asking your questions for sure. All right. So this is another question that I get. Why do they call you CEO 3 times, y'all? It's simple. We all CEOs 3 times in our lives, right? So number one, we're a boss over ourselves, right? We're a CEO of ourselves. We ruling ourselves. Number two, we are a boss over our family. We're a boss over our community. And number three, we are a boss over our business or our job, y'all, right? We're controlling things. So we are all being bosses over at least 3 things. So everybody's a CEO 3 times. But the reason why I named myself that because me and my husband have 3 companies. So the first company is called Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing, where we staff medical professionals in hospitals, doctor office, and nursing homes. And then that birthed TOTLHS Hard to Go Inc. That is our nonprofit, right? That is our nonprofit that was started because of the Hard to Go Gala, where we celebrate medical professionals and we give them their day to celebrate. We have like drinks, butler service, everything you want to eat, and they get to tell their story. Love it, love it, love it. But the Hard to Go Gala, the TOTLHS Hard to Go Inc. also helps medical professionals holistically take care of things like mortgage assistance, rental assistance, car payment assistance, right? Down payment assistance, scholarships, childcare, right? So it grows so big to help so many people. And I'm just so excited about it all. All right, then we have our third company here, the real Alisa Applewhite Consulting. This is the company that has brought you live questions and answers with your CEO 3 times, the real Alisa Applewhite. But we also help everyday people like you build a healthcare staffing agency from scratch to government. And we actually have a course that starts in December. So we have a course that starts December the 4th, where in this course, literally will teach you for 8 weeks on how to build a healthcare staffing agency. And then we coach you for 4 weeks to literally help you get your client. All right. So I'm so excited about this course because it's filling up and is literally consuming my days because I am on calls, I am on lives, I am doing webinars, I am out here in these streets, y'all. As my mentor David Shands would say from the morning meetup, I'm out here in these streets and I am making it happen because I know that this value that I'm going to give in December is going to change so many people's lives that take it and apply it. And I'm just so excited about this, right? So if you want to know more about the course, make sure you comment course, whatever social media platform you are in. If you comment course, we can get you on a call so you can learn more about the course. And you can also come to the webinar so you can actually build a healthcare staffing agency yourself from scratch. And you can start your agency. How about that, right? So make sure you comment course again if you want to know more information on it. So those are our 3 companies, y'all, and let's get to the question. All right. So the question is episode number 97. What makes a travel nurse a travel nurse? Oh, this is a good question. Like, this is a really good question. Like, this is a personal question I can ask. And plus it's a business question I can ask because we staff travel nurses, right? So this is for healthcare staffing owners,
right? I always like to leave a disclaimer because I don't think that this apply to other people's businesses. But if it do, here's the information. So I'm gonna give you 3 things on what I think a travel nurse is. So what makes a travel nurse a travel nurse? Number 1, a travel nurse lives more than 50 miles from their home. So any medical professional, if it's a nurse, if it's a CNA, if it's a doctor, right, they have to live a specific amount of miles from their home. So travel nurses, for instance, literally have to live greater than 50 miles from their home in order to be considered a travel nurse from that facility. So example, if I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, the hospital here local is Atrium Health. Because I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and everywhere you go, Atrium is less than 50 miles from Charlotte, I cannot work there as a travel nurse. Because I physically live in Charlotte. Now, say if I lived in Wilson, North Carolina, which is about 3.5 hours away from Charlotte, and I had an apartment or I was renting a place here in Charlotte to work at Atrium Health, I am now considered a travel nurse. Why? Because my home address, my tax home address, is actually 50 miles from the facility, right? So from Atrium Health. So that's what makes a travel nurse a travel nurse. Number 1, a travel nurse must live greater than 50 miles from their home. So once you look on that thing, you see 49 over here, and then you see another distance over here, say 49.8, and then you see another distance over here, say 50.1, then technically they can be considered a travel nurse because there is a route from their home to the facility that takes greater than 50 miles. Okay. So that is what makes a travel nurse a travel nurse. Second thing. All right. What makes a travel nurse a travel nurse? This got to come back around because it's really long and I have to read it. So a travel nurse gets paid a tax-free weekly rate called a stipend. All right. So this is so true, right? A travel nurse literally makes tax-free money that is called a stipend. And this stipend is based on hourly rate. So if the government says, hey, Alisa, because you are working for me as the government and you live in Charlotte, but you are working at a hospital in Wilson, North Carolina, then I'm going to give you free money each week. So you will be able to pay somebody or pay a hotel or pay rent a place in Wilson so you can lay there while you are on your contract. And I'm going to assume that you are going to be there for 7 days and you're going to be in this house or in this place for 7 days and 7 days and 6 nights. I'm going to assume that you're going to eat a meal in that area for 7 days, right? I'm going to assume that if anything happens that you need as far as incidentals, that it's going to happen in that 7 days in the Wilson, North Carolina area, knowing that you live in the Charlotte area. So what I'm going to do for all of that, I'm going to give you a flat rate of $1,000 a week that you don't have to pay taxes on, that the facility don't have to pay taxes on, right? Not the facility, but the healthcare staffing agency doesn't have to pay taxes on. So I'm going to give you $1,000 a week so you can pay your bills and you can pay for your food and anything else that you need to help you complete this travel nursing job. Okay. So how that breaks down is you would get the $1,000 a week if you worked your contracted hours, right? Some agencies, listen to what I tell you. So you travel nurses, you better read your contract. Some agencies have it where if you do not work your whole 36 hours or 48 hours, you do not get your full stipend. Your stipend now goes to an hourly rate, right? So the hourly rate literally is for every hour you work, you get that hour per rate for your stipend. So if your full stipend is $1,000 a week and you work 40 hours, what is that? Let's see. So it's $1,000. So $1,000 divided by 40 hours. So that's $25 an hour. Okay. So you're getting paid $25 an hour for every time you work an hour. So instead of you working 40 hours this week, you get sick and you only work 25 hours. So that means you only get $650 of your stipend because you only work 25 hours, and I'm technically only supposed to give you $1,000 for the whole entire 40. So you got to look at your contract and make sure that you see your stipend is broken down to your hourly rate. You also need to look at your contract, travel nurses, and make sure that if you miss a shift, that you don't have to pay the staffing agency back. Yes, I said it. I said it very clear. And this is very common in travel contracts that most people don't know because they don't read it. They just sign it. But it is a clause or stipulation in some travel contracts that says if you call out the next time you work, the next time you physically work, the staffing agency will take that money from you and give a percentage to the client and keep a percentage for themselves. Why? Because you signed up for a shift that you didn't show up for, and the agency not only loses money, but the facility loses money, and they have nobody to take care of their patient. So make sure you are definitely reading your contract. All right, and then the last one is what makes a travel nurse? A travel nurse, y'all, a travel nurse can have 6-week to 26-week contracts. So what I mean by that is I can say, hey, as a traveler, I'm going on this contract in New York. I'm only going to work there for 6 weeks. And after 6 weeks, I could come back home, or I can jump into another contract, or I can take the same contract that I'm in for 6 weeks and I can extend it out for 26 weeks. So for people who don't know what 26 weeks are, 26 weeks is just a half a year. So it's 6 months, right? So a travel nurse can literally say, hey, I want to work for this company for 6 months. Can you book me with this company for 6 months, right? So the thing about travel that people don't know is you can only work 11 months out of the year. You have to, by law, take off a whole 30 days. If not, whatever state you're in, then you have become a legal tax. That has been your legal tax home if you stay there for 12 months consistently, right? So whatever state, whatever city, that's considered your legal tax home. So you have to take 30 days off in a year. So you only work 11 months as a travel nurse. So you can still keep your travel nurse. You can still keep your travel nurse. What is that role, right? So you do not lose that role, because if a particular client keeps you for greater than a year, one client, they legally by law have to turn you into either a local travel person or a paid person that no longer gets that tax-free money. Okay. So definitely travel nurses, watch out for that. So again, travel nurses, what makes a travel nurse, the flexibility of it all. That's why I absolutely loved it. I could work for 6 weeks straight. I could work for 8 months straight and then take off for 4 months out of the year. So it's just the flexibility of it all, and you make your contract right now. Granted, when you get on a contract, you might work some days you don't want to work, but you already there, right? And you know that, hey, after 3 months or 6 weeks, I'm gonna be done. So do what you do with me while I'm here, because after that, I'm done, and I can come back if I want to, or I can never come back again. So that's the great things about being a travel nurse. All right. So episode number 797, what makes a travel nurse a travel nurse? Number 1, travel nurse lives more than 50 miles from their home. Number 2, travel nurse gets paid a tax-free weekly rate called a stipend. And number 3, travel nurses can have 6 weeks to 26-week contracts. All right. So I want to make sure that I'm letting y'all know, follow me on all social media platforms. I keep telling y'all this. The Real Alisa Applewhite. Follow me on all social media platforms at The Real Alisa Applewhite. Again, that is The Real Alisa Applewhite. For the people in the back, that's normally my kids or my husband. The Real Alisa Applewhite. Y'all go like my YouTube channel now. So if you're on YouTube right now, go and like it now, right? If you are liking the information that I'm bringing to you, make sure you like it now. All right. So I have to bring this up. Let's see. Did I do this? I don't know if I did it. I did it. Yay, I did it. So I'm going to do this really quickly. We have a course called Make the Call to Get the Client, right? So it's called Make the Call to Get the Client. It's an 8-week course. And I'm going to scroll it this way. There we go. So Make the Call to Get the Client. It's an 8-week course, y'all. It is filling up. When I tell you every day I come and check my account, it is filling up, right? So I'm only taking a certain amount of people, and that's it. I literally have slashed the price 75%. Do you see that? 75% off the course that I'm teaching you, right? So I normally charge $20,000 for this course, and because of Black Friday, I have slashed the price 75%. So I will never ever offer this again. I promise you I won't. So for the people who don't make it, I don't know if I'm doing healthcare staffing training next year, because I want to focus on building up my brand and franchising my own company. All right. So I just hope that you make it. I really hope that you do, because we have so much information for you, right? So you can go to this website here, www.therealaac.com/8-week course. Again, that's www.therealaac.com/8-week course. Y'all, this course is going to be starting on December 4th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. There will be recordings there, so you can have access to the recordings. You'll be able to ask questions 24 hours a day, and your question will be answered live on the next recording. You will have somebody there pushing you for the whole entire 8 weeks, so don't miss it. All right, so for the people who say, Lisa, I ain't got no money, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm telling you now, this Wednesday is the webinar. So I'm going to go up to this page, this banner, and I'm going to put it up here. This Wednesday is the webinar, right? And you want to make sure the healthcare staffing webinar, so future business owners who want to open their own healthcare staffing, I am going to literally teach you how to build a healthcare staffing agency for free. I want to tell you for free. If you know anybody who was in that webinar, ask them how much information they got. Like, I gave them the game. You could walk away opening your agency tomorrow, the next day, right? So it's right here. You're going to go to this webinar, and I'm going to teach you the game for free. And then you can start your agency, make some money, and then employ me so I can help you a little bit more, right? Because we grow 7 figures around here. All right, so this is the StreamYard link. You can also catch this StreamYard link in the chat here, wherever you catch this video at. So you can register for the free webinar this Thursday. All right, so don't miss it, y'all. As always, I always tell you, because I gotta get off the call, I love you. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you're breathing. I'm so glad that you chose to be with me today. But I promise you, there is no love like the love that your creator has for you. So go out and build a relationship that means something, not only for you, but to your creator, right? Your creator loves you. God loves you way more than your children, way more than your spouse, way more than your friends, way more than anybody you can think of in your mind, even grandma and grandpa. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Go build a relationship with your creator. You will be so happy that you did. You'll have so much peace, and I promise you it will just change your life, right? So go do that. All right, family, I'm going to say bye to you, and I'm going to play this. Healthcare is affected by everything, right? You could be walking and have a stroke or have a heart attack. Now you are in the healthcare system, right? You can just all of a sudden start having mental issues, and now you're in the healthcare system, right? You could be minding your business and somebody can come in and shoot you, or hit your car or something like that, and now you are in the healthcare arena. And this is why healthcare is so important to me, because to me it matters who's at the bedside, right? So I always say to people, it doesn't matter to me that I have a nurse that say, hey, I'm a nurse, or I'm a CNA, and they show up at the building, right? That doesn't show me their integrity. Their integrity, their accountability, their professionalism, it shows when the door is closed. That is how you know how true a person is to their mission of being a healthcare professional, right? It's how they treat the patients with the doors closed. And my goal is to help to educate healthcare staffing owners and also medical professionals, and again, hospitals, on how to help medical professionals get back to that mindset of how to treat people when the door is closed.